Every company engaged in these scamming tactics. It seems a lot of web hosts operate this way. It's over $700 and completely unacceptable. I do not want any surprises. Move your stock on Bluehost before you have to deal with renewal. What is the trick here? The price has increased a lot. The way the market themselves is predatory. SiteGround is sleazy. Changed my mind. Why is finding an honest web host so difficult? When you want to build a website, the first thing you need to prepare is the domain name, which is the address that people can type and visit. But that's not the most important thing. Your hosting is a lot more important. It is where your website is stored and it is the thing that serves your visitors. One golden rule for any successful website in the 21st century is speed. And speed will be the difference between losing customers and making millions. And I'm not exaggerating this. In 2006, Amazon found that an extra 100 milliseconds or zero point 0.1 second of load time translates to a loss of $107 million. Fast forward today, that number is almost $4 billion. So it is not uncommon for designers and engineers to optimize their website as much as they can to maximize revenue and minimize loss. And if you're running a website, you better be sure that it loads really fast, preferably less than 2 seconds. Your web hosting can help you a lot. In fact, it's going to be the one that does the heavy lifting. Without going into too much detail, a faster cloud hosting is generally more expensive than a standard web or shared hosting. While cloud hosting might cost at least $30 a month, shared hosting only costs as little as $10, $5, and sometimes even just $2 a month, which is insane. This thing isn't cheap, but somehow they manage to offer a ridiculously low price in this day and age. Unless, of course, when you realize this isn't the real cost. This is the real cost. The $2 a month web hosting is misleading. Take, for example, Hostinger, one of the most affordable hosting providers. They advertise the lowest tier as $2, sometimes even less. But that's $2 a month if you commit for not 1, not 2, but 4 years in advance. So today, you are not paying $1.99, you are going to pay $106. And that's not a very welcoming price, especially for someone who's just getting started building a website. But you might think, isn't it normal for a company to offer a much lower price when a customer paying for a long-term commitment? Well, yeah, I have a FlexClip yearly plan which grants me a better price than someone who subscribes to a monthly term, but the price that I need to pay the next year would be the same. This is true for most subscription-based services, but this is not the case for cheap web hosting. Let's take a look at SiteGround, one of the best cheap hosting out there. The cheapest plan is only $4 a month, which translates to about $48 for a full year subscription. Not bad, right? But this is for the first year only. If you go back to the pricing page, the normal price after that would be $18 a month. That's 4 times increase from the introductory pricing. Some people call it predatory pricing, but I prefer to call it honeymoon pricing. Anyway, let's compare it to Cloudways, the cloud hosting that I'm currently using. Full disclaimer here, I did not sponsor by Cloudways. I just like their transparency when it comes to pricing. At least they show the price right at the beginning. The cheapest plan is $11 a month. It will give you a 25GB of storage, unlimited websites, and an unlimited visits quota. The closest comparison would be the Grow Big plan from SiteGround. It offers 20GB of space, unlimited websites, and roughly 100,000 monthly visits. Not unlimited, but quite generous. Let's run both hostings for 3 years and check the numbers. For Cloudways, it is easy to calculate. We only need to multiply $11 by 36 months, which equals to $369. So let's move on to SiteGround and round their number. For the first year, we only need to pay $6.69 a month or equates to $80 a year. But again, that's for the first year pricing. Beginning of the second year, the pricing skyrocketed to $30 a month. Let's multiply it by the remaining 24 months and add $80 on top of that. And that brings us $100 of web hosting spending for 3 years. That's insane because that's basically more than double the price of Cloudways, which is a fully managed cloud hosting, not a shared hosting. You can run the number on other cheap web hostings out there. Bluehost $588, Host Armada $503, InMotion Hosting $660. While there's nothing wrong with giving your potential customers with discount to lure them in, after all, it's a solid strategy, but the price hike on cheap web hostings is on another level. It is not uncommon to see they jack up the price 2, 3, and sometimes 5 times more than the original honeymoon pricing. If you are normally being charged $5 for something, then one day they will start charging you $20, what would be your reaction? The thing about a website is you don't want to migrate to another web hosting just because it was cheaper or better, because when you're migrating, it will result in downtime and it's just a lot of hassle. Web hosting companies understand this, so they lock you in a long-term commitment and they can charge you more because migrating to different hosting is difficult and it might lose you some revenue. This is why I prefer Cloudways. There is no huge initial investment, there is no long-term commitment. Heck, you can even pay for the hourly hosting, which only costs this much. And I think this is the perfect middle ground for beginners and small business owners to learn building a website, tinker with it, and if it doesn't work, just remove the server and you only have to pay by how much resources you use. It is a lot more economical and no money is being wasted. So if you're planning to subscribe to web hosting, make sure to run the number first based on the normal price, not the honeymoon pricing. And if you want a hosting that is flexible, fast, and won't shock you by the end of the billing period, then I personally recommend Cloudways. Again, I'm not being sponsored here, I just like their services, and you can check the affiliate link in the video description. And if you have settled for web hosting and want to grow your traffic organically, check out this video where I explain how to rank higher on Google with 1-minute trick using AI, and I'll see you on that video.